Hi everyone, thank you for joining us on our Thursday the 17th of August, TNT. This week for our live program, we'll be doing it on the Saturday morning again, and that of course will be at the usual time of 9 a.m. So look forward to having you along for that program. An hour of chit-chat, anything you want to discuss, if you want to argue, disagree, make comments, ask questions. I always enjoy the opportunity to speak to you, well, more directly. I suppose one day we'll be able to do that via video and have thousands of people on at once. Won't that be fun? Well, I suppose you can do that with Zoom now, but you'd all have to have a Zoom account. It'd just be too hard to organise. Let's go very quickly into two big stories that I'll cover in greater detail later in the program. Firstly, yesterday, the Constitutional Court rejected an application to review the nomination or the rejection of the nomination of Pita Limjaroenrat at the second Prime Ministerial candidate selection. And so that's been tossed out. So apparently, Pita cannot re-nominate, according to the Constitutional Court. The other thing is that now that that's been decided, the House Speaker has called a new meeting for the next joint sitting, and so we'll go through the information on those two stories and that date a bit later on in the program. But let's start with this one, and this is, well, a big story when it comes to a lot of things. I mean, the National Police Chief's a big job in Thailand. There has been accusations of political shenanigans and corruption in the past, but in recent times, the role has been, a fairly clean one without a lot of controversy. So who will be the next police commissioner? Bangkok Post reporting that PM likely to pick a new top cop, remembering that at the moment we've got a caretaker Prime Minister, so will Prayut Chan-o-cha defer the decision to the next Prime Minister? Well, we'll just have to find out. And the story says, as the formation of a new government coalition drags on, the appointment of a new National Police Chief, which must be finalised by the end of this month, is likely to be overseen by PM Prayut Chan-o-cha in his capacity as chairman of the Police Commission. I wonder if he'll retain that role once he stands down as Prime Minister. I'm not sure what the situation is there. The successor to Police General Damron Sak, who's due to retire on September the 30th, will be appointed under Section 78 of the National Police Act. And the section empowers the Prime Minister to appoint a police chief from a list of deputies based on seniority, calibre, experience, especially in investigation or suppression. And that appointment will be forwarded to the Police Commission for endorsement before being submitted for royal approval. And under this rule, it's the Police Commission that gives a stamp of approval rather than the Prime Minister and the outgoing police chief. And analysts say it's intended to keep politicians from meddling with the police force. And there are 4 deputy national police chiefs who are in line to be nominated for the top job, ranked by the most senior. You've got Police General Roy, Police General Torsak, Police General Kittirat, and Police General Surachete Hakparn, who's, I don't know if you know this, he's also got a nickname, Big Joke. Wow. And Police General Roy, the member of Class 40 at the Royal Police Cadet Academy, and Police General Torsak, a graduate of the Thammasat University's Police Science faculty, are both due to retire next year, which means they're probably not in line for the job. According to police sources within the police ranks, only Police General Torsak and Police General Surachete, both high-profile figures, are considered strong contenders for the top post, thanks to their work experience. And Police General Surachete was chief of the tourist police before leading the Immigration Bureau. He was named an advisor to the Royal Thai Police before being promoted to Assistant Police Chief and Deputy Police Chief. And then the next paragraph does give us a bit of background. Known as Big Joke, Police General Surachete become a household name after being assigned several high-profile cases and regularly holding press briefings on arrests. Look, I don't actually have any problem with his nickname. The problem I have is that every single media outlet always refers to the fact that he's also got this nickname in every single article. That's my beef about Big Joke. I think it's a funny name, and obviously he doesn't mind either. Moving on, it says Police General Surachete said that with 8 years to go before his retirement, he's in no rush. I have several years to serve, he says. I work this hard. I believe I'll earn it one day. I'm not in a hurry. But the story goes on to say, however, the prospects of the other two deputies cannot be ruled out as political interference has plagued the force for years and may be hard to shake off, according to the sources. Well, it looks like the word around town is that Police General Surachete Hakparn is the hot tip for the next police commissioner in Thailand. We know that he's been in the media recently talking up possible changes or changes he would be recommending to the next government about immigration and visas for foreigners coming to Thailand. So, of course, we'll be watching that with a great deal of interest. Now, our next story's been around for a while and it looks like it's sort of resurfaced. And it sort of revolves around something that's been called the Thailand Riviera. Now, Riviera, I always sort of think of the French coast and driving to Monaco or something like that, a road I've actually been lucky to go on in the past. But there's been this talk of a Thailand Riviera. Where is it? Well, let's find out. And this story also from BangkokPost.com. Impact study due for Andaman Road. And part of that road would go past this beautiful stop-off viewpoint, which looks out across Pangar Bay. And it's called Samet Nang Shi, a location I've been many times, a place I always take locals. It's about 20 minutes north of the island of Phuket. And you can stay in a tent there overnight and wake up to watching the sun rise over this beautiful coastline area. But the story says an impact study will be carried out on a proposed Andaman Coastal Road project linking Ranong and Satun provinces, according to the Office of Transport and Traffic Policy and Planning. The two-lane road covering 600 kilometres is expected to improve tourist access to attractions in 6 provinces: Ranong, Pangar, Phuket, Krabi, Trang and Satun. So we'll actually get the map out in a while and have a look where that road goes. Recreation areas, parking, viewpoint stops and possibly a bicycle lane will be included in the project. The office is now looking for a consultant to conduct the study. I think the bicycle route would be very popular these days. On any day you can sort of head along some of these coastal areas. You see a lot of bikers there, but of course they're battling with the traffic and the scooters and the trucks, so it would be a lot safer and I think probably become quite an attraction if they were able to actually include bicycle lanes. The Ranong to Satun Road was approved by the Cabinet in October 2021 and the Transport Ministry assigned the OTP to carry out a feasibility study. The Department of Highways and Department of Rural Roads are the main agencies expected to manage the project. The Department of Rural Roads has experience with the Transport Ministry's Thailand Riviera project, proposed in 2022 to boost tourism in the Andaman region. So let's go on a little bit of a road trip, and thanks to Apple Maps, we start here and we've got the border between Malaysia and Thailand and Satun province, and then that's where it starts. And then it moves on to Trang and then up to Krabi. No, go back down there. There we go. And you've got Phuket there to the left, and it'd have to be a bit of a detour, but the road would then go through Pangar and then continue north up to the Ranong province. And of course, you've got the border there with Myanmar. So that would be the 600 kilometre route. The problem is at the moment that if you take some of these roads, the main roads that go from, say, Satun to Ranong, is a lot of it isn't actually on the coast and avoids some very, very beautiful views and really what is quite a spectacular coastline. But the cost of building this road along the coastline would be exorbitant, take a lot of organisation, but I think could become a major tourist attraction. So if you put it into Google Maps and you say, I want to go from Satun province to Ranong, the fastest road takes you inland, the main road, north-south, and that is some 536 kilometres according to Google Maps. But I put a red line which really covers the main roads currently, which go closest to the coast along the proposed route. The problem I see is that Phuket is completely ignored because Of course, you have to cross over the bridge to go to Phuket at the moment, so I'm not really sure how it could be included unless they're going to have some sort of massive detour into Phuket and then continue up the coast through Phang Nga and then into Ranong. And that goes past an area there in the middle sort of called Khao Lak, which is very popular, particularly with European tourists. So there you go, a possible Andaman Riviera, a 600-kilometre road. I think it could become quite a tourist attraction and be a great boost to areas beyond just, say, Phuket and Krabi to attract people to some of the southern beaches and the southern islands. Speaking of which, you can go out on a tour on Phang Nga Bay any day of the week with 5 Star Marine. They've been sponsoring us ever since day one, and they've got a special deal for TNT viewers. It's down there in the description somewhere. Just click on the link and you can contact Sean and his team and organise a bespoke VIP tour out onto any of the islands. Check out those beaches on Phang Nga Bay. It's the Thursday TNT. Now, businesses come, businesses go. Nation Thailand's decided to put together 5 well-known fast food brands that came to Thailand and failed. The story from nationthailand.com says 5 fast food giants that crashed and burned in Thailand. And there they are, AW, Baskin-Robbins, Roti Boy, Gardenia and Carl's Jr. I've only had 2 of these in the past. I'll let you guess which ones they are. Which ones have you tried? Let's find out from the article. 5 popular international food brands, Gardenia, Carl's Jr., Roti Boy, A&W, and Baskin-Robbins, suddenly disappeared from Thailand after suffering heavy losses during economic downturns in the COVID-19 crisis. Gardenia, known for its fragrant and buttery bakery treats, entered the Thai market in 1987. And originating in Singapore in 1978, Gardenia bread was designed to have a softer texture compared with rivals in the market. Certainly the Thais do like that sort of white, softer, almost doughy type bread. I think the problem is that other bakers have now taken that style on and pushed Gardenia out of the market. And known for its char-broiled burgers and fast food offerings, American brand Carl's Jr. entered the Thai market in 2012. Its first branch operated in the tourist city of Pattaya, followed by 6 more branches in Bangkok. Carl's Jr. faced challenges in Thailand's competitive fast food market, particularly from McDonald's, Burger King and Moss Burger, and they suffered difficulties during the COVID-19 pandemic, eventually closed down in 2022. Roti Boy, a Malaysian brand known for its aromatic milk-fused fried breads, entered Thailand in 2005, its first branch in Siam Square. It expanded rapidly, with several more branches opening shortly after. Roti Boy's unique flatbread with a coffee-infused topping became a hit among Thai consumers, but the brand's popularity declined over time. It closed down in 2007. A well-known American fast food chain A&W, famous for its root beer beverage and quick service foods, announced its closure in Thailand in 2022. They ceased operations in Thailand after 39 years in business. Root beer is something I just can't get a taste for. In Australia, we had a brand called Sarsaparilla. I think it was part of the Schweppes organisation. I thought it tasted like cough syrup. Really couldn't get a liking for it at all. And American legend Baskin-Robbins, renowned for its wide range of ice cream flavours, also faced challenges in Thailand, leading to the closure of most of its branches in the country by 2022. And the article finishes by saying these 5 popular foreign food brands achieved business success in Thailand that lasted from several years to decades. Here's the main thing though, changes in consumer preferences. So when some of these brands or any brands feature one particular product or build the whole brand around one product and don't change with time along with the societies and people's tastes, then, well, they're probably doomed to fail. I remember with Carl's Jr. when they closed down, it was also revealed that they had to buy all their products, all their basic ingredients from the US, and they weren't allowed to source local suppliers. I think that also led to their final demise here in Thailand. Our next story today from nationthailand.com, and it says that truth restrictions on ads for sacred amulets may banish their magic. How many Thais do we know with that amulet hanging around their neck, taken very seriously, and in some cases a lot of money is paid for them, and a lot of magic and superstitious powers are believed to reside in some of these superstitious objects and amulets. But the Office of Consumer Protection Board plans to issue a new regulation to prohibit sellers of amulets and other sacred items from exaggerating their products' capabilities in advertisements. It's in the process of drafting the new regulation to ban exaggerated ads on superstitious items, according to the board. And the hearing drew representatives of government agencies, sellers of the sacred items, and members of the public. So the sellers of those sacred items, I suppose, would have been arguing that they should be able to continue telling complete fabricated lies and exaggerations about the alleged power of these, inanimate objects. Selling amulets and sacred items is a massive business in Thailand. Their sales generate over 10 billion in revenue each year, according to the rector of the University of the Thai Chamber of Commerce. The sacred quality and magic capabilities of such items have been widely advertised on social media and even indirectly on popular TV programs. And these items include magic purses that can make their owners richer, as well as bracelets with the spirit of a child ghost that can help owners win lotteries or make their dreams come true. The new regulation might prohibit advertisers from using terms that cannot be verified, which would likely put an end to the spirited ads. And that story in nationthailand.com. Another story from Nation Thailand: Chinese EV manufacturers ramp up investment in Thailand. And Chang'an Automobile, not heard of them? China's fourth largest EV manufacturer has set a target of manufacturing 100,000 EVs in Thailand per year, both for the domestic market and export to countries with right-hand drive, such as Australia, New Zealand, the UK and South Africa. We'll check out some of their cars in just a moment. In the first phase, it's aimed to invest 8.8 million baht to establish the first manufacturing base in Thailand that would focus on 100% electric vehicles, plug-in hybrid vehicles and range-extended electric vehicles. And GAC Aon, a subsidiary of state-owned Chinese automaker Guangzhou Automobile Group, is also planning to invest more than 6.4 billion baht to produce EVs in Thailand. Here's some of those Chang'an cars, but that one's called the Raton. We've got the GS95, a fairly pedestrian-looking large EV, fairly pedestrian-looking people mover, the Linmax. Got the GS75, a larger SUV, and the A800. Well, not particularly exciting-looking cars, but the fourth biggest EV producer in China. So it looks like we're going to be hearing more about Chang'an Motors here in Thailand. To some of those political stories that happened in the last 24 hours, Thai PBS World Charter Court refuses to consider rejection of Pita's renomination as PM. The Constitutional Court has unanimously refused to consider the Ombudsman's petition seeking a ruling on the constitutionality of Parliament's decision to reject the renomination of Move Forward leader Pita Limcharoenrat for Prime Minister. The court ruled that the three petitioners, two individuals who voted for Move Forward and another who was a Move Forward MP, were not the persons directly affected. The Ombudsman asked the court to invalidate the parliamentary resolution that blocked the renomination of Pita based on a meeting regulation that the same motion cannot be submitted twice in the same session. So with that matter out of the way, we drag on to the next one, and Thai PBS World reporting August 22nd, set for new vote on a new Prime Minister. And the House Speaker has set August 22 as the date for the next joint sitting of the Thai Parliament to select a new Prime Minister. And the new date was set after the Constitutional Court yesterday rejected a petition questioning the constitutionality of Parliament's decision to reject the renomination of Move Forward leader Peter Limjaroenrat. So at least we've got another 5 days of rumours and speculation until we do get the Parliament sitting down to see if they can wrangle together a new government and elect a Prime Minister. Nothing like a good snake story to finish with. This from thephuket.express.com. Python pulled from toilet in Kathu. Now, what worries me with that photo is that's the part of the snake we can see. There's probably plenty more of it down the toilet. And a huge python was pulled out of a toilet at a house in Kathu. The python was found curling inside a toilet. They used a snake snare to pull out the python and remove it from the toilet. The house owner, Ms. Guy, has warned other residents in Kathu to be more careful for snakes, especially during the rainy season and places near lagoons. Well, I live about 80 metres from a lagoon. I'll be having a good look before I take a seat. But fancy that being pulled out of a toilet. That, I don't know, is probably 2 or 3 metres of python. And acknowledging that a lot of people were telling us the other day a photo that we had about a 5-metre king cobra. I suspected it looked like a python. Apparently the photo might have not been the actual photo of the snake captured, but the photo was clearly a python and not a king cobra. Thank you to all the snake experts out there. If there's anything I need to know, I can always ask the people in my comments section. There's always an answer. And thank you, commenters, viewers, subscribers, and of course our sponsor, 5 Star Marine, for watching today. Look forward to doing it again tomorrow.